What's up, everyone? Hey everyone, Towelliee here with a little 6.2 PTR action, Warlords of Draenor, Protection Paladin. I want to talk to you guys about what I'm excited about, some changes coming to 6.2. Just to note, I'm not going to note all the changes, just the ones that I believe are important to me. Yeah, I'm selfish like that, whatever. So this is, I think, what the new tier gear looks like. By the way, I did not raid in Blackrock Foundry. I did do about 3 mythic bosses, and that was about it. I did have surgery, and I thank everyone for all their kind comments. Everyone thinks I've quit raiding. I just had to take a break from raiding because I was always on medication, or I had to always keep my blood pressure and heart rate down, so that kind of shit had to happen. So I'm back, Hellfire Citadel. I've been already doing the mythic bosses. Now let's get to business. So this is the tier set. Now I love the helm. I'm not sure if this is the actual tier set. This is what I purchased from the big Tauren and Stormwind. And Jesus, if that's the helm that we're going to be using, I am so down. That helm just screams, put your faith in the light, you know? It just screams half like priest helm, half tank helm, but like a hybrid of it. I like the shoulders, how they move. They're pretty cool as well. The sword and board is from PvP. I don't think they had weapons for me to choose from. Now, besides that, here are some things that I'm excited about coming in 6.2. You guys can add your own stuff that you're excited about down in the comments below. It's beginning with Adventure Guide. So hit Shift J, the Adventure Guide comes up. So now we have Mythic Dungeons and bonus events, time walking. Now, when we're coming toward the end of an expansion, Blizzard always finds a way, or whenever we're getting up to, you know, close to the last couple of raids, Blizzard always comes up with a catch-up mechanic to catch up to, you know, the current item level and gear required to do Hellfire Citadel LFR, Heroic, Normal, Mythic. And what we're going to see here is time walking. Now, time walking is, as it just reads right there, time walk through Burning Crusade dungeons for the duration of the bonus event. These are events. Time walking dungeons are events. They will happen once every probably couple of months, I think. Let me see. Would they have it? Yeah, so it's like once every 1, 2, 3, 4. Every 4 weeks, we'll have a time walking dungeon. This one that I'm currently doing right now is for the Burning Crusade. Each time they do the event, it'll be for a different expansion. So Burning Crusade dungeons are right now. Then 4 weeks from now, if this were the live servers, it would be Wrath of the Lich King dungeons. So right now, the ones that you can do on the PTR are Opening of the Dark Portal, which is an amazing lore-based dungeon, Shattered Halls, Slave Pens, and the Arcatraz. Now, Shattered Halls, very, very awesome. I love it. It's my favorite. It was my favorite Paladin tanking dungeon back then. You know, fucking Consecrate, bound to Spacebar, plus, you know, Hunter, MD, Volley, GG. You know, in those long hallways with all those crazy orcs that hit like a truck. And that's time walking. So if I can queue, so when you go into the dungeons, your item level gets lowered down to. I'm gonna queue and see if we can actually get into one. Oh, there's an actual quest for this. I didn't even know. I didn't know there's a quest. Let me just go. Let me just queue for the regular. You can go to the dungeon finder and hit random time walking dungeon and queue for it. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna nicely explain to these people that I'm doing a video and I just came in here to show you my item level. Actually, let's see what dungeon it is. I'm checking this out right now. Yes, there's a plane flying overhead right now. And I'm sure they won't mind. They'll find another tank. You know what I'll do? I'll tell them that in about like 10 minutes, I'll come back and queue again. Okay, so we actually just got the opening of the Dark Portal, Black Morass. This is one of my favorites. I think these guys are in here, but as you see, my HP is now 21.2 thousand. My item level is now 95. So your item level gets scaled down to that of that expansion. Your HP also gets scaled down. You get to keep your level 100 abilities. Sorry, was making a video. I'll queue in 10 minutes. I promise. Heart. I feel like such a dick, but I'm making this video and it's like, no. They'll be there waiting. Don't worry. I know, it's such a cock move, but I can't just do the whole dungeon with you guys. Now, let me tell you, the dungeons are very, very, very easy to complete, especially if you have high item level. It drops 660 item level gear right now. It drops 660 gear. It's called Time Warped or Time Forged. Let me see, is there like even a category for that? I'm not even sure. So besides Time Walking Dungeon, so that's basically like a nostalgic feeling. Everyone's screaming, oh, rehashed content, lol, lol, lol. You know, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Blizzard is definitely always feeling nostalgic sometimes. You know, they just want people to have that old school feeling. And there's millions of players out there who never started playing at Burning Crusade or Vanilla and know any of these dungeons. So now they'll get to experience them. For them, it's new. The people crying are the ones who've done this already. That's fine, but you know, don't ruin it for the people who've never done Burning Crusade dungeons. Next, we have Mythic Dungeons. Now, Mythic Dungeons, let me reload UI because this looks all kinds of fuzzy. Hold on, I'm drinking my poop tea. Give me a second. We call it ballerina tea. Alright, there we go. So Mythic Dungeons are a little different. So we have normal, heroic, and now Mythic. Mythic drops 685 loot. It'll drop the same pieces that you would get on normal and heroic, but a Mythic version of it scaled up to 685. Now, you can get a Mythic Warforged piece. You can get Mythic Warforged with an extra, with those third, you know, like the avoidance stats or the leech stats. You can get a socket, a prismatic socket's possible on this gear. It's just like as if it were a raid or anything else. So you could possibly get, what is it, 705 loot? I believe it is, I think. I'm pretty sure someone ended up with 705 loot. Yeah, you do have a chance at 705 for sure. And like I said, this is all part of the catch-up mechanic that Blizzard likes to do toward the end of an expansion or when they're getting close to the end. They want people to be able to get into Hellfire Citadel. So, if you, let's say, let's see, one of my favorite dungeons is Iron Docks. Grimrail Enforcers. I'm calling in the bomb squad. And, you know, they dropped that trinket that we all love, the Enforcer Stun Grenade. As you can see, it's 177 bonus armor, 685. I mean, that's a really crappy trinket, honestly. It really is. It's a crappy trinket, but still 685. Item level goes up with all the gear. Stats go up. It's pretty cool. So, they did mention, okay, just so you know, they did say that there will be different mechanics to the bosses or extra mechanics to the bosses. I'm not sure if they said all of them are going to have extra mechanics, but I mean, if I were Blizzard, I would just leave the first couple of bosses alone and have the last boss have a mythic mechanic. Now, if every boss has a mythic mechanic, that's going to be crazy and that's going to be really cool, and I can't wait to get into that. Because right now, if you go into the Mythic Dungeons, they all don't have like that much crazy HP. I think it's like, if you go into, let's see, Bloodmaw Slag Mines on normal, the mobs have like 300,000. On challenge mode, they have 900,000. On Mythic, they have 1.5 million plus. So it's definitely a lot, but I'm not sure if you get scaled down either. I know right now we're scaled down to like 660 in those dungeons, and I was taking a shit ton of damage, but I was able to survive. I completed a few dungeons so far on Mythic. Did I get any pieces of loot so far? Let's see. Yeah, I got Mythic Legs, Gut Crusher leg plates. I got that from a 5-man dungeon. So, like I said, more catching up of gear. Let's see. Raids. I know they changed something with personal loot, so that personal loot is more on par with group loot. I don't want to discuss all that. What I do want to discuss, though, is the way that gear is going to come to us in Hellfire Citadel. Now, Blizzard is stating that they're going to change it so that the best weapons and trinkets, I believe, start falling off the last bosses. So what's going on right now is Throne of Thunder is a perfect example. With Throne of Thunder, the best in slot like Paladin tanking trinkets and the best in slot gear was like pretty much in the first 5 bosses. You know? And then after that, you basically did the last couple of bosses and you didn't need shit until Lei Shen's Shield, and I think the trinket too is really good. But, I mean, the Zandalari trinket and a few other trinkets were all really early in the bosses. So lately they've been doing that same thing where in this expansion too, where the first couple of bosses, everyone starts to farm their best weapons, best two-handers. So now what's going to happen is as you progress through each boss, like Assault, Reaver, Cormac, the gear is going to get better for you. I think is what they're explaining. Also, secondary stats are now going to be a bit more stacked. I don't know how else to explain it. That's how I'm looking at it. So let's say if I look at Protection Paladin gear, and I want to look at all the gear for Prop Paladins. Example would be in the trinket somewhere. One of these trinkets would tell me, or one of these rings. Let me change. First, let me change it to Mythic. I think a neck piece would do good. So this is a perfect example. So as you can see here, this World Ender's Gorget, is that how you say it? has 238 bonus armor and 95 multi-strike. So what they're doing is they're stacking one of your secondary stats with extra, stats, or with extra, of that stat. So normally this might look like maybe this piece of gear. 176 bonus armor, 114 crit, or 100 mastery, 204 bonus armor. Which is, I think that's part of the new one too. Anyway, but they're basically stacking more of that one stat on your gear. You'll see it in a few more examples here. Let's see. Perfect, right here, Soul Warped Tower Shield. How does that look anyway? Oh, it doesn't look too bad. As you can see here, the haste is 217, the mastery is 87. So they're starting to like stack your major stats to one side on certain. Now some pieces have more mastery than anything, but some pieces are just really stacked with haste. Let me see if I can find another one that's really crazy stacked. Oh wait, I think I just saw one. Here, look at this helm, 362 haste, 177 multi-strike. So that's basically what they're doing, and I think that's really cool too. It makes making your stat it makes your stat weight calculations, I guess, easier. Now, one of my other favorite parts is the 2 and 4 piece bonus set for prop pallies. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. So it's all, there must be some sort of Avenger Shield thing going on. So the 2 and 4 piece kind of have synergy with each other, right? So right now with the 2 pieces, when you cast Avenger Shield, you gain an absorb effect equal to 1.5% of your maximum health for 10 seconds. So every time you cast Avenger Shield, you get 1.5 shield. I'm not sure if that stacks. As a matter of fact, let's see if it does. Let's check it out. And then your 4 piece is your Avenger Shield has a 50% chance to have its cooldown instantly reset when used. So you can imagine if you get like a couple of really good procs and your Avenger Shield just doesn't, the cooldown resets like 6 times in a row. That's a pretty big shield you're building there. See, I never thought about it, the shield build or not. Let's check that out. Oh, by the way, the trinkets that we have for Paladins are OP. Right now, one of the trinkets I have is called Tyrant's Decree. Basically, you gain 48 stamina per second, stacking up to 30 times. 30 times! If you fall below 60% health, this effect is lost. So basically, right now, I have an extra, let's see, 90 stamina. Wait, 90? That can't be right. Wait, no. Can't be 90 stamina. Has to be... That's gotta be a bug of some sort. Let me see. Oh, there we go. I think now it's increasing properly. Alright, I think it's because I was just in the dungeon. Actually, that might be a bug. If you go into the dungeon with the trinket and then come back out, it might not reset your trinket. Yeah, as you can see, it's going to go all the way up to 30 stacks. Don't I have a training dummy in my own garrison? Why did I take this long way? Whatever. See, folks, I don't draft my videos like other people. I just go with it. Lol, lol, lol. Let's fly over there. And the people on the PTR. Now there's people on the PTR. Whenever I want them, they're never there. But now they're there. Oh, by the way, I can't get back into that dungeon anyway. I got 22 more minutes left. So as you can see, 1440 stamina increase. Now, if your HP, if your healers let you fall below 60% health, you'll lose that stamina. And that kind of sucks. Another good trinket is this one is called Anzu's Cursed Plum. Your attacks have a chance to grant you 1390 mastery. It's a 379 bonus armor. Now let's check this out. Where's that train dummy? Alright. Alright, Avenger Shield. Here's the Absorb. Let me see if it stacks. Yep, it stacks. It definitely stacks. As you can see here, there's like it's called Avenger's Reprieve. I want to see how much it stacks up to. Oh, don't let it fall off, don't let it fall off, don't let it fall off. God damn it. Ah, it fell off. But anyways, you can see there, it literally went all the way to like 5 stacks. That's kind of crazy. So as long as you keep proccing it, I mean, that's all good. I'm trying to see if I can get a few good procs on it. Alright, so we confirmed it stacks, which is like, once again I said, it's pretty OP that it stacks. Like, I can't say that in any other way. It's just really amazing that it does stack the Absorb. So you can keep building an Absorb if you keep proccing it. So that's how the 2 and 4 piece for prop paladins have synergy. And I don't know. I think before this patch goes live, they're probably going to nerf that. Because I remember, let's see if I can see some of my old fights in here. No, I can't see my fights from last week or this past week. That Avenger Shield Reprieve or whatever, that was basically like 30% of my healing. It was actually catching up to Seal of Insight on a fight where I was using Seal of Insight. And it was also right on par with Sacred Shield. I think Sacred Shield was like maybe like 5% more during an encounter as long as I kept Sacred Shield up the entire time. So that's pretty much it. I mean, for me at 6.2, I mean, I'm excited about the new bosses. I've been testing some of these new bosses on Mythic. Some of them are really cool, like Hellfire Assault, Iron Reaver. Not a fan of High Council. Kilrod Gorfiend are awesome. Sokrathar, the Eternal, as they say it. Manaroth is cool, just really not too excited about seeing Manaroth again. Well, I mean, I never fought him before. I mean, you know, he died in a cinematic, and I'm not too excited about Archimond either. And we did attempts on Archimond with the guild. It'll be pretty easy. Doesn't seem too hard, but Mythic is obviously going to be a pain in the ass for these last like 5 bosses. I can't wait to see what happens. So this has been Towelliee. Thank you for watching. Favorite, like, retweet, whatever the video. See you later, guys. Prop Paladin out. Hammer, fuck your face.